How are you? Oh no, it's a big deal. Let's get started. Welcome everybody to one of the most beautiful little corners in the town of Perinton, Hart's Woods. It's a pleasure to see all of you, all these familiar faces. As you all know, we are here to honor Chris Fredette. She's an extraordinary member of our community. She's a dedicated volunteer who has given an incredible 45 years of service to our volunteer boards. Now I say all the time, our volunteer boards are what makes this town tick. They are so instrumental in the way the town is developed and how successful the town has been. And for somebody to give 45 years to those boards is just an incredible, incredible feat. And the town really thanks you so very, very much. Chris is joined here by her family, her son Rob, and Chris. We have her grandson, Zach. Rick Taft is here. So welcome all of you. Thank you for coming. I'm also joined here by some of our town board members, David Velasquez, Meredith Stockman-Broadbent, and Shauna Sartori are here. I just want to acknowledge a couple of key figures here as well. We have our longtime Conservation Board Chair, Ken Reynes. Ken, he's done a wonderful job. He worked side by side with Chris for so many years. We also have members of the current members of the Conservation Board here. We have Sherry Hamilton and Mark Gall. We also have Rick Slattery's here. Is Rick here? Rick is here as well. Unable to make it, we're Barb Wagner. She sends her regrets. She wishes she could be here, as well as Teresa Jean and Merton Edwards. So, and of course Joan Reynes, our secretary of our Conservation Board. She's here as well. We're also represented. The Crescent Trail here is represented by Dave Weidman. Dave, thank you. Welcome. And I just want to recognize some of our town staff. These are people that worked with Chris very closely for many, many years. We have our Assistant DPW Commissioner, Eric Williams. Eric is sitting right there, Eric. Rob Kazaritz, our town engineer. Rec and Parks Commissioner, Jeff Nutting is here. We have our Deputy DPW Commissioners, that's a good one, Deputy Commissioners, Perry Stolt and David Vanthoff. Thank you for being here. We also have our Director of Volunteer Boards, Lori Stidd. Lori has worked with Chris for many, many years as well. And our Project Manager, Sean Delahanty. Where's Sean? There's Sean. So am I missing anybody? Bob Place is here. Bob Place is our former town attorney. And I want to thank our school district as well. Sam Farina, I know this is kind of a little bit of an imposition for Sam because we're interrupting his school day and his staff. Thank you so much for welcoming us here and allowing us to have this today. Okay. Now let's turn our attention to why we are all here. Chris Fredette. Throughout her 45 years of service, Chris has been a tireless advocate for open space, conservation, and agricultural easements, responsible development, and environmental sustainability. Her dedication and unwavering commitment have helped transform Perinton into the place that we all love today and that we all call home. I've had the privilege of working alongside Chris for the last several years of her Conservation Board stint, and I can attest to her incredible knowledge and passion for our town. She also served as our representative to the Monroe County Environmental Management Council for over 4 decades. That's 40 years of service just to the Environmental Management Council, which honestly, they miss you, Chris. They do miss you. Over the years, Chris has been recognized numerous times. Notably in 2009, Chris was honored with the Hugh E. Cumming Environmental Quality Award by the Center for Environmental Information. That recognized her as a significant contribution to environmental preservation and the enhancement of our town's quality of life. Chris's meticulous attention to detail, whether reviewing meeting minutes or scrutinizing project proposals was nothing short of remarkable. Her dedication to her role on the Conservation Board was evident in every aspect of her work. Rob Cusaret's town engineer said that in speaking with Joan Cannon, our then secretary, Joan always said she tried her best to get through a review of minutes with no comments, but Chris always caught a little bit of little typo here, a little bit changed here, so that was always a challenge that Joan, I don't think, ever was able to achieve. As Lori Stid can attest, Chris's commitment to the environment extended even beyond her board duties. A couple of times every year, Chris would stop by Town Hall to drop off large envelopes full of paper clips and rubber bands and binders that had been sent to her throughout the year and that she had with project plans, and she brought them all back and they were reused again. So that's a little bit of her conservation there. I think we're still using some of those now, Chris. So. Today we gather not only to honor a dedicated and loyal volunteer, but also to celebrate the essence of community that Perinton embodies. Our volunteer boards with individuals like Chris Fredette set a standard for excellence that is truly remarkable. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Chris for her 45 years of service as a Conservation Board member. Her knowledge, dedication, and loyalty have left an indelible mark on our town, and we are better for it. Thank you, Chris, for your outstanding contributions, and may your legacy continue to inspire future generations of conservationists in Perinton. I want to thank all of you for being here to celebrate this occasion with us. At this time, I would like to bring Ken Rainis up to say a few words. Ken?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Chris? You're gonna note that John Muir wrote the quote on the monument, and the quote is, "And into the forest I go, to lose my mind and find my soul." And he wrote that in his journal on July 27th, 1869, while he was visiting Yosemite Valley. And as all of you have known, I think, who have been there, Yosemite is a special place. And Hart's Woods is a special place, and is fitting that this monument be placed here to honor Chris and her contributions to conservation and to the essence of what this place is. And the quote from John Muir should remind us of three things: nature, interdependence, and cooperation. Nature can help us connect with our inner selves and find our purpose. The sense of self-awareness is essential for effective community service, as it allows us to identify our strengths and passions and to use them to make a difference in the world. The importance of interdependence and cooperation is essential for community service, as it requires us to collaborate with others to achieve these common goals. And nature inspires us to be stewards of our planet. This commitment to environmental stewardship is essential for building a sustainable future for our communities. So Chris and the quote go hand in hand. I've been privileged to know Chris for most of the 45 years of her service to the town. Chris and I were actually graduate students at Iowa State University, although not at the same time. But we did share a professor of parasitology. Over her 45 years, Chris has impacted the town in many ways. She's diligently supported the benefits of open space, supporting the town's longstanding commitment to environmental and social well-being. She's provided leadership and mentorship to me and to many other volunteers serving on the Conservation Board over the years. We all owe Chris a debt of gratitude for her patience, Chris, and wisdom. I want to thank you, and members of the board want to thank you for your mentorship. Tireless service reflected in attendance of scores of volunteer board meetings, field trips, and inspections, and you championed the Crescent Trail Association through membership and advocacy, and you facilitated intercommunity environmentalism through your membership on the Environmental Management Council. On behalf of the Conservation Board, thank you for your selfless service. And when we serve our communities, we are helping to create a world where everybody can thrive.
Thank you, Ken. So before we move to the monument, I just want to first present this proclamation to Chris. This is a proclamation from the town board indicating today as Chris Fredette Day in the town of Perinton. Now, I know that Heather has notified all the local bars and restaurants. I don't know what you're going to be able to get out of it, but she has notified it. I do want to present this to you, and congratulations on Chris Fredette. No, that's okay. She can come up. I want to move over to the monument now. Yep. Here we go.
Let's get the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, all of you. You made it possible and make me want to do what I have done. Thank you so much.
Okay. Why don't we'll go ahead and move over to the monument here.
Yeah.
We'll move the whole family come on down to the monument here, and we'll do the unveiling. But first, I wanted a few thanks to those. You're going to see a beautiful monument here in a moment, and we had a couple of individuals. Our staff is so talented that we were able to kind of create this ourselves, and so I want to thank Brian Hopkins, Chris Sutphin, Chris Mascari, and of course Eric Williams for doing this. They did a wonderful job on this monument. They got the boulder and they placed it, and so when you see it, you will be. I'm sure everyone will be very, very pleased. So, okay. Okay, Rob, if you'd like to help here. Yep. And ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now you can't. But you're it's a big rock. But if you want to move here, let me take your. There we go.
Town of Perinton, founded in 1812. Chris Fredette, Perinton Conservation Board. Chris, what were you old? You heard all that.
Yep.
Okay. Champion open space.
Yep.
Yeah. You come up here and read it later.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right. Okay.
So, again, Chris, thank you so much for your many years. If you wanted to say, if anyone in the family would like to say a few words, fine. You're all set? Is there anyone, I would also welcome anyone who's here to, if you want to share any words with Chris and her family.
I just want to
Okay, Rob,
say,
yes, please.
As her son, growing up, I never knew anything but her volunteering, really, as far as I know. But it was wonderful. She taught me so much about nature. The reason I talk to birds and forest animals like they're my friends is because of my mother. And I do remember once, we were living in New Jersey for a brief period of time, and I called. My father answered. After a little while, I said, "Oh, your mom's not here. She's out counting frogs." I said, "Okay." He said, "Did you hear me?" I said, "Yeah." It's been an honor and privilege being her son. So
thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today. And as I said, this town wouldn't be this town if it weren't for individuals like you, Chris. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us. If anyone would like a ride back, we will have rides back in the Gator. But stick around for as long as you'd like. Enjoy the Hart's Woods. As I said, there's bottled water here. Yeah. It is perfect. it's a perfect location for Chris because she has worked so hard to bring something like this and keep something like this here in the town of Perinton.
The weather has blessed us.
Yes, it has,
today.
hasn't it?
Yes,
How
yes.
often can you see you have 80-degree weather in the month of October?
I know, right?
So,
Right. So proud of you.
yes, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So there's your plaque. Now you can probably go.